Hi friends, it's Marilyn Rivera. Welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! It is my first tutorial of 2024 and I'm using in this tutorial this gorgeous kit by My Creative Scrapbook that is featuring the French Blue collection by Prima Marketing. This is my niece Milena, my beautiful niece, and I'm going to make this page about her. I love this paper, and this other will be my base. I love the back too, but I'm going to use. And from this paper, I'm going to cut a bunch of these elements. Okay, let's get started with this one. I am planning to put the photo in this side of the paper, but I want to use only the piece of the musical notes for my page. So carefully, I am taking my scissors and cutting around the musical notes and around the piano keyboard. And I'm cutting, but when I arrive to the phonograph, I said, let me use the trimmer to cut this piece because I don't want curves on this part of the layout. So I'm using the trimmer to cut the rest, and it's easier with this. You can see, and gone. It is done. Let me cut now a piece here, and it is ready. And you can see I am planning to put this something like that. But first, because I'm going to add texture, I need to prepare my paper. So I'm going to prime this both paper with clear gesso. I'm going to use my spatula and spread the gel here, the gesso, over both of the paper. Once I cover this piece, the smaller, I'm going to put it aside and let it dry. You can see it is ready. I'm going to put this, and I'm going to cover this other, prime it, and let it dry. Let me remove this. Now I want to add textures. Oh no, Amy, let me try this. I am so carefully with my cat and the mixed media product because I am afraid that she gets sick to smell all this medium. So now that is dry, I'm going to add texture, and I'm using this stencil that comes in the January limited edition kit. I'm going to use modeling paste, but I'm not going to cover all this area. I'm going to add the texture around the photo or where the photo will be because I don't want to waste product. So I add, as you see, in this shape, and I'm going to add here in the bottom part of this corner a little more of texture, like that. And I want to add a little on the top corner here. Let me show you. Let me remove this piece, it's easier. And here, in this case, I am spreading the product that remains on the stencil. It is a way to know to don't waste too much product. And now I'm going to distress. I am distressing here the edge of the paper with my scissors to create textures, and a little on the bottom. Only the top and the bottom part I distress with the scissors. And now I'm going to add these pieces of this beautiful doily trim. I use one of my dies from my stuff and cut a bunch of these borders, and I'm going to attach the behind here of the paper. And I love that these are thin. It's like a less than and a half inch, and it looks so lovely. Okay, I need to cut here the rest of the paper. Sorry. I have been sick all Christmas until that is the reason that you didn't see any video or hear from me. I have been sick, and I was so happy because my sister came the first time to visit here to visit me here in North Carolina, but she went with my kids to see to downtown to see the Christmas light. But they got sick, they got a cold, and then I got sick too. So, but anyway, we have a great time all together, and it was so lovely to have them here. In my first Christmas here with my family, so nice. But every time that I get a cold or something, it takes me a long to recovery, for my health issues. But here, okay, let me continue with the page. Okay, I add here this piece to the paper, and now I'm going to start to create my composition. I cut these two doilies to put it behind my photo. I add a piece of cardboard behind the photo because I want to highlight the photo for the rest of the elements that I'm going to add. And behind of the musical note paper, I add also a piece of cardboard just to add a little of dimension. Now I'm adding cheesecloth behind the doilies, and here I like to fray the cheesecloth because it makes like a mess of thread, and I love that textures on the background. Now these are the 3 package of Prima flower that comes in the kit. I select the blue one that is big, so for that reason I put half of the flower behind the doily, and I use the other one pink flower, and I'm going to adhere all this to the paper. It is already adhered. Now I'm adding here the paper flowers, all that I cut from the previous paper that I show you, and I'm adding here and creating layers in this cluster here, in the flower cluster, creating with the different the paper flowers, the fabric flowers, and I try to make dimension, but just a little. This piece I don't like it. I think it was too big, so I'm cutting around this flower and put it here behind the paper, and the other part I will put it under the butterfly here, and it looks better for me now. I'm adding the smaller flower to the other corner, and I'm adding the tiny butterflies in the sides of the page. I think that I like everything how it looks, but I like to add some leaves. I use a die from my stuff and cut some leaf and inking with distress ink. You can see I am adding this just to make and here is that I'm going to add everything, and you can see here what I add this here. This is a ticket from the ephemera and some of the elements, and these are the texture, and I think that I need to continue with the texture because I want to add something in the bottom part here. So I am planning to put the butterflies like they are flying onto the top corner. So for that reason I'm going back and adding the stencil with the modeling paste, but I'm going to add just a tiny spot of texture. Let me show you. I don't want to add too much, just to continue the line of the design under, and the stencil goes here until the top corner of the page, and it's okay. Now I'm going to add the texture here on the between the both papers, just to highlight more the dimension, to add interest in this corner. Once it's ready, now I'm going to put all the elements back, the small flowers, the butterflies, and the other elements that I already select here. And I'm going to add here all these, I think off camera too, because I don't want to make the video too long. I want to add 3D font tape in some of the flowers just to add interest, and that some of the elements goes direct to the base paper and other pop up from the page, and in that way it creates dimension. But for this page in specific, I don't want to add too much dimension because I am planning to send this layout to my sister-in-law. You can see here how lovely it looks so far. It's so pretty. And then I'm going to show you how I make the lips. So I am using the you can see the sage color from the distress ink, and I'm inking all the leaves. I had started this with a light coat of ink, and then I will apply a second layer. I'm going to intensify the color, but only in some areas. Not I don't want to cover even with the second layer, because if you only apply the second layer in some area of the leaf, it will give you a more natural look like the paper. It is too light, so I'm going to apply a third layer in some of the area, as I told, in the stem, in the bottom part of the leaf, and it looks more lovely. Now I'm going to cut this. I fold the leaves by half just to give a natural look, and I put it here between the two paper. And with this other part, I am planning that this part I'm going to fold the leaves and fold the top here of the stem and put it that is falling off of this top corner. Now I'm planning to add a flower, so I am selecting the small flowers from this package. Let me show you. It has 2 tones, and I'm going to use the light color here, the pink, the light one. And I'm going to cut one and put it here between the two papers. That is, hidden here from the second paper. And now I'm going to work with my title. I select this piece that I love, and I'm going to ink in all the border with vintage photo. It look more rustic, but I think it will look interesting between the shabby chic and the rustic look in this page. And I adhere it to a white cardstock. Now I'm going to cut this around the white paper. And then I'm going to use the ABC that comes in the kit to make the word. My title is in Spanish. It says Risos, and Risos in English means curls, because we all have curls. My niece, as you see, and her doll both has the same hair, curls. For that reason, it says Risos, curls. And now I want to add elements, the same elements that I use on the page in this bottom corner here, just to create, that all look similar. And I'm using a doily, and I add the flowers and some of the leaf, and I'm adhering this behind the flowers here to add, and you can see how lovely it looks. Now I also add a piece of cheesecloth. Now I'm going to trim off here the stripe from the paper, and I'm going to attach my title, this piece that is my title, in the bottom part of the, and over the typewriter on the paper, sorry for that. Now I am playing here with the elements, with the fabric, and now I continue trimming off the rest of the strip here, and this part is almost ready. Now I want to add a butterfly here, so everything looks cohesive with the blue and the butterflies. And now it's time to adhere the pearls. I bought these pearls at Michael. They are like the half of the pearls, and it comes with adhesive on the back, so you just need to cut and adhere. And I'm going to add a few of them here. And because I like I told you previous, this photo, this layout, I'm planning to send them to my sister-in-law, so I don't want to use regular pearls because it will go, for sure she will put this in an album. So I covered my photo, and now I'm adding white paint splatter, and I follow the same design that I create. And this is the final result. Let me show you. I put some sequins of camera and some buttons too. And look, the final result. What do you think? Do you like it? Let me know what do you think in a comment down below. I just love it. It is not too bulky, but it looks so pretty. And I'm going to also let you in the description box down below the link to the kit and to my creative scrapbook, so you can see all the beauties that the design team made made with this kit. Also, I'm going to let you know some photos that I take outside so you can see the detail. These photos are also in my social media. You can check them in Instagram or Facebook. You can follow me there too if you want to see other works that I make with this kit. And as always, I will let you hear 2 more videos that maybe you are interested. I hope that you enjoy this tutorial, and I see you soon with a new video tutorial. Nos vemos, bye bye.